Hello and welcome to some more Riding with Red on VFR. And as you can probably tell, I'm on a highway that's been fixed. Another road work. Yeah, this year those guys are just annihilating, quite literally. It's pretty hard to ride a motorcycle or even drive a car. There's always, you have to find an alternative way to get wherever you're going. So today's topic, why don't we talk about how to winterize your motorcycle? Since it's getting towards the winter time. Here in Minnesota, we don't ride during the winter, since we have hardly sometimes 20, 30 inches of snow. So there's not much riding going on, as you can probably guess, even though I've seen the motorcycle during the winter time. But the road conditions were somewhat okay. I mean, there was no snow on the road, but you know, it's flipping cold. Why would you ride when it's flipping cold? No pleasure. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about winterization. This is how it's properly called from my experience. You guys do whatever you want to do or however you want to do it with your own motorcycle, but this is what worked for me. The only winterization I did with my brother's motorcycle, which is again 2005 Honda Shadow Spirit 750. It's a carbureted bike, so it needs some more attention than the fuel-injected motorcycle. So when me and my brother had it fixed, so basically, it was a problem with carburetors. It was completely dirty. The bike couldn't start at all. So, what we did, we fixed it. But it was, it was somewhat expensive. Every motorcycle work is expensive. But anyways. I rode for the summer. I rode for some fall months and days, and I put it in a garage. We have an underground garage. We put it over there, and what I was doing, many people, I'm not gonna say some, but I know the majority of the people, they remove the battery from the motorcycle, connect it to a Thunder, whatever that charger is called. So basically it keeps the battery charged during the winter time when you don't ride. But I didn't disconnect it. I left it in a motorcycle, didn't remove the fuel from it. There was quite a bit of fuel left in the tank. But what I was doing, I was running the motorcycle the whole winter. So basically, I was cranking it and I was leaving it running for probably 10 minutes. And I was doing it, I was turning it on maybe up to 2 times a week. It was absolutely fine. It worked fine. It was starting from the first crank, no problems. And the whole winter I did this thing basically. And you know what? When it was the time to ride a motorcycle, it was ready. I didn't need to remove anything or bolt things off of a motorcycle. I didn't need to do that. We removed the fuel or anything else. Even change oil, I didn't do it because the motorcycle was running the same oil. It was basically running. It was not sitting. Plus the oil for at that time was fresh, so I probably put less than 1,000 miles on a motorcycle, so there was no need to change it. And when it came to riding, it was ready. So it was working absolutely well. It was starting from the first time. I had no problems with it whatsoever. That's my trick. As I said, majority of the people I know, they get rid of the fuel, they change oil. Some of the people get to the point where they disassemble the whole carburetor and remove fuel from it, which is, that sounds like a lot of work to me, and it's pretty much unnecessary work. But you know, we act differently, we do different things to our own motorcycles as we consider appropriate. But that's exactly what I did. So if you pick up the carburetor motorcycle, as I said, it needs just a little bit more attention, but at the same time, it's absolutely working motorcycle. Even though some bikes are somewhat new, but still use that carburetor technology, which was old now. It became obsolete in my eyes, because the fuel injection is just, you don't need anything. You just crank it up, and that's it. You're good to go. I'm quite curious what other people do. If you have a carburetor motorcycle, let me know how you do it, how you winterize the bike. There are some services that take care of it. So basically what you do, you leave a motorcycle in someone else's hands. Most of the times these are professional people, and they store the bike, they clean it right before you take it for riding after the spring comes or the bike season starts. They change oil, they put a new gas in it. Well, it depends, of course, on the service, but those guys know how to winterize the bike, especially if you don't have space for it. Just like me, when I bought this motorcycle, it was 1st of May. I didn't ride for quite a while, just because our May was pretty cold, and I had to leave the bike for quite a while in the garage. And it's underground garage, so don't get me wrong, but I would, my family doesn't owe a ton of space in it, so just one parking spot. And when I managed to squeeze in 2 motorcycles, my brother's and my own. It didn't look too good, but hey, it worked out well. You gotta improvise sometimes. So it would be interesting to hear people's opinions. What do you do while you winterize your bike, if you own one? If you don't, you can follow my advice, which in a practice and in theory, which I actually proved, it is a theory now, that you can crank your motorcycle a couple of times a week and it's going to start right up when it happens to riding. Or of course there is a bunch of videos on YouTube how to do it properly or professionally if you have the equipment and the space to do it. I didn't, so I improvised and it worked out beautifully. But that's for today. There's another motorcycle, and he is riding in shorts. I know it's hot. The forecast is saying that it is around 92 Fahrenheit. The last day of summer, or the first day of fall. and it feels like 100. That's pretty interesting. But anyways, that was my opinion and my actually experience, hands-on experience of how to winterize your own motorcycle. Why don't you guys ride safe as always? If you do ride, if you don't ride yet, ride safe when you get a chance, or you buy your own motorcycle, or you borrow someone else's bike. Please ride safely, responsibly, safe roads, safe trips, and as always, we will see you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, guys, and goodbye.